All right, I'm getting to the point where it's time to start assembling this stuff. I've already done the whole little wire wheel and that kind of thing in here to get it to where I think I got just a little bit more actually to get the bushing to just slide in there. But one thing I'm looking at here is the lock bolt that goes down in here. I mean, you can see that it just really doesn't want to go in there. And as I said before in another video, the flat spot on this side is for the nut washer, that kind of thing. So this side, the non-machine side, is the side it comes in from. So something you can do to kind of resize it here, and I'll just, I've got my cordless drill here. I'm just going to chuck it in there. It doesn't have to be extremely tight. It's going to grab and it's going to wobble. So it's not like you can put it in a lathe and file it down or whatever. But you can take, this is 80 grit emery paper, just cheap Harbor Freight stuff. And so I'm going to just pinch it, you know, kind of a medium pressure here and just spin it in here. And more or less do a little sanding lathe just by hand here. That'll clean up any of the crap. It'll also end up taking down some of the coating on there. I think it's got a zinc coating. If you can see this here, you can see where somebody didn't try to size it correctly. They just hammered it in. Okay, and if it doesn't go in far enough, then what happens is the it still doesn't even want to go in there. The flat spot won't engage with the kingpin and won't lock the kingpin, and so then your kingpin will still be loose. So it will probably take a handful of times. It's just wanting to start to go in there. Another option might be I might have to find a drill bit. I did this resizing on the other one. In fact, I'll just show you that here real quick. Here's the other one. I did the exact same kind of resizing, spinning it in the drill, sanding it with the paper, and so now this one goes into here. Okay, and if you might even be able to see that the flat spot is now out to the point where it's actually pretty darn close to engaging in the flat on the kingpin. So once the kingpin's in and the lock bolt goes in to lock it, this can get tapped in with a hammer and then tightened down with a wrench. Put some anti-seize on it if you think you might ever have to take it apart again. I think that was about it for this one. You can hand sand it, stuff like that too, if you want. Use a file. You could probably re-drill the hole just a hair bigger. So if you got a nice drill set that's got a lot of the smaller fractional sizes and that stuff, you might try doing that too. But if you over drill it and you get it to the point where this does not seat itself in hard in here, it will just push all the way through. So make sure that if you do happen to drill that, you don't drill it so big that it goes through. This pin is not tapered. It just has a flat in it here. So I think once it gets to a certain size, it will just push all the way through. And I could be wrong. Maybe it has got a slight taper. It doesn't appear to, though. So I think once it's fully loose, I think that thing would just push all the way through. Not sure on that. Anyway, enough rambling. Well, this would have been good info to add on to the last one. But anyway, I took the calipers to the pin here, the lock bolt. And I got 0.391. Yep, on both of them. 0.391 and a half. 0.391. There we go. Anyway, in your typical smaller drill index, okay, 25/64 is a common size, so you don't need one of the big 200 ones, although they certainly are nice. So if you try to put it in from this side, you can see it just doesn't like that, and it'll almost go in, okay, and it'll go in certain spots in you know, with the flutes there. So obviously it's a bit out of round. Okay, from the other side, it'll go in quite nicely. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck this up in the drill and basically just give it a little cleanup there, and then we'll see how well the pin goes in from the other side. Keyless chucks strike again. Oh. There we go. About ready to put a keyed chuck back on there. What a pain in the butt. Okay, so let's make sure I'm more or less back in the focal area there. Now flat side toward the pin. Okay, and that still doesn't want to quite go in. Might still have to do a little of that sanding. I don't really want to oversize it anymore, but if you have if your hole's worse than that, you might try drilling it out like I just did, and then sand on the lock bolt to get it to fit in the rest of the way. I might actually let's grab a rat tail file and see. Got two different ones here. I'm trying to kind of work at a bit of a taper there because I don't really want to grind down the rest of the walls. I just mainly want to catch whatever burrs are on the outside here. Alright, that's starting to go in there. One of these I sanded a bit more than the other one, so that's why I'm checking both. So I'll probably do just a little bit more clearance filing, and then probably the rest of it will get done with the sanding on the lock bolt and the drill. Yeah, that's going even a bit further. Okay, I'll clearance the rest with the sanding and probably call it good. All right, one more. Did 3 videos here just to show one thing. Anyway, once I finally got the rest of the burrs out of there, I was right. The pin is not tapered. The pin goes all the way through. So, and I believe that is the correct way. It should go in that way. All of the force basically is against that flat, against that kingpin, locking that kingpin in tight inside the bore, not binding up on this. So I like that. I'm going to go back and make sure the other one does the same thing. I'll make sure all 4 dog bones do the same thing, but you still don't want to get it too sloppy in there. It's really not that sloppy. It just fits in there. That's not much play in there at all. A thou maybe, thou and a half if that. So yeah, I like that. I'll shoot for that same fit basically on the rest of them and get busy putting these things together.